Hey guys, Kevin Acuff again with SmokinTabacco.com at TPE 2024 with coverage brought to you by Drew Estate. I am with the world famous, the best dressed, the one and only Michael Herklotz from Ferio Tego.
What's happening?
How you doing, Michael?
Doing great, man.
Hey,
it's Las Vegas. How could I be any better?
Amen.
My nose is dry, my cigars are dry, my skin is dry. It's another trade show.
And hey, it's wintertime still, so we're not erupting into a fireball every time we step outside the trade show, right?
It's actually nice out, isn't it?
It's gorgeous. I mean,
you forget that Vegas is actually a beautiful place to be when it's not 412 degrees.
I know this is one of those days where you don't want to be in a trade show, but hey, if you've got to be in a trade show, you want to sit and hang out with this guy right here.
My man. So, what's cracking? You're smoking Suma?
Smoking
Smoking
Suma.
an Elegancia?
Recently rated 91 by yours truly on SmokinTabacco.com. Cigar also made our top 10 list.
I saw that.
Very, very well deserved. If you guys haven't tried this, an excellent cigar. Michael, what is happening with Ferio Tego?
Man, we're working really hard at delivering consistency and quality and value. And someone asked me the other day, what do you have coming out? And I said, Metropolitan, Timeless, 2023s, and they're like, what's new? And I thought to myself, that really is new. I mean, there are so many companies and brands that are pumping out these mini micro projects, and maybe what's old is new again, but for me, I don't want to do that. I want to build the brand and build fans of the brands and the blends so that you can come back to the work and enjoy it over and over and over again, And it's strange that somehow that may have now become a new philosophy, because it's such an old traditional philosophy of our industry that I think has just been abandoned by a lot of folks. So, what's new for us? We have 5 killer blends of Metropolitan, we have 4 slamming blends of Timeless, and we've got 3 amazing blends in Ferio Tego. And we're going to keep pumping them out consistently and thoughtfully, production after production after production.
And it's actually really great to hear that, because, consistency, quality, always knowing when you grab a box and reach in and grab the cigar, you know it's going to be good. And, to hear companies striving for that, that's outstanding.
I like new shiny things too. I really do. But we need more than ever now. We need things we can depend on, We need a sure thing once in a while. That thing that you can fall back on and there's zero risk. And to whatever extent you can have zero risk in a handmade product, I really think that Ferio Tego delivers that for consumers. Consistency, dependability, box after box, production after production, year after year. It's a sure thing.
Absolutely. You just take a good product and just keep perfecting it year after year after year. It's always good, always consistent, always flavorful.
And I still like to evolve, and I still like to create new things. And there are opportunities to do that, Elegancia and Generoso being one of them. Always getting the opportunity to kind of perfect it and tweak it and make it special each year. But it's also really nice, it's my music analogy, it's nice to play your hits. You know what I mean? Like, that's what gets the crowd going, is hearing your favorite songs. And Timeless and Metropolitan and Suma, I want them to be your favorite songs. That's really the goal as an artist applying it to Ferio Tego, is creating new work, creating new sounds, but also making sure that we're delivering the hits for people over and over.
Oh, absolutely. Begin with the rock reference. It's not the new guys that are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So that's where these come in. The classics, always good, phenomenal.
Yeah, we're going to keep doing it.
So recently, we saw you in Ohio. I guess I should say recently. It was back over the summer.
It was like 6 months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it seems recent, but it was like a year ago almost. But we did a wine pairing with these right after this cigar. I think it was your
dropped.
tour. The cigar had just dropped, and got a really interesting aspect with the Suma. We did wine pairings.
Yeah, first of all, I'm a big believer in cigars and wine. cigars and spirits, it's very difficult for something that is a gas to compete and truly pair with a spirit, because the spirits are so high alcohol, they're so ferocious, they really replace whatever flavor or nuance that remains from the cigar. With wine, it really creates dialogue and marriage in a way that I find to be much more successful in pairing. So I love pairing wine and cigars anyway, but especially with Suma, with that rounder, more viscous body, it plays so good with wines, particularly the ones that we were drinking in Ohio. I highly recommend, if you have not had a Ferio Tego Suma, you need to get it. But if you have not enjoyed Ferio Tego Suma with a wine, you need to.
Absolutely. My wife, Barb, and I, we're not big wine people, and we were kind of reluctant.
But you were in Ohio.
As soon as we tried it, it was like, holy cow, how could you never? I mean,
Yeah.
it was literally the perfect pairing.
Yeah. It's and you smoked a 60
I did.
in Suma, which I'm not a huge fan of 60s, but again, sometimes you need to think more about the theory of it all. You know, an opportunity to learn and experience something new. And so that Suma in the 60, the Gordo in particular, with the wines we were drinking, was just, I mean, every sip and every puff was like one more layer, you know, adding on top of the next, on top of the next. That was an amazing day of tasting.
It was. It started out very complex and just kept building and building and building.
Hard work. That was hard work, you know? But through focus and dedication, we got through it together.
Amen to that. And that actually brings me to another question.
Okay.
You brought up the 60. I understand that you guys actually really did some extra work on that Vitola to work on airflow and burn and everything with the Gordo, which typically a big ring gauge cigars, sometimes they don't deliver the flavor properly, sometimes they don't burn properly. You guys really put a lot of effort and time and effort into making sure that one actually performed well, and it does.
Yeah, there is a translation process that has to occur when you go from your base blend in whatever size you blend in to then translate that into different formats. And perhaps some companies just don't apply the same level of discipline to the translation process as they do to the creative process. I find that the translation process is part of the creative process. You can't take an image that's 4x4 and make it 8x8 just by stretching it. You have to edit the work so it looks the same, just bigger. Right? It's the same idea with blending. You've got to account for what's changing so you don't have a blend that's pixelated. And in our case, especially with Suma, the 60 was pixelated. It wasn't as focused as a 50 ring gauge was. And so you have to get in and you have to edit and you have to figure out how to fill that space with the same flavor and character that exists in the 50. And that proved in Suma to be a very challenging process that took many more weeks of work. But I think the result is clear that it's worth the work.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a perfect example of dedication to the craft, because there's a lot of manufacturers out there that would just blend a 60. It's okay. It kind of tastes like it's supposed to. Push it to market and let's go. That's not acceptable to you.
But that goes back to it's the same amount of work to create something new or to preserve something long term and keep it the same. And as much as I enjoy the creative process and the translation process, it's something that I want to live on, you know? So you have to do the work and commit to it in the beginning, and then you also have to be willing to continue to commit to it ongoing. And if it's going to take the same amount of work anyway, you might as well do it right the first time and then commit to it every time moving forward. And hopefully that helps set us apart.
Hey, we definitely appreciate the dedication to the craft, and I mean, these cigars are outstanding, Michael. And I was really impressed with that 60. I am not a 60 guy at all. that cigar I would never hesitate to pick up.
And I will tell you also, if you smoke through, because we have a 60 in almost every blend that we offer, when you taste our 60s, I think you can taste the effort. It's not just a 60 for 60. All Panamericana, Supreme, Prestige, you know, in the timeless blends especially, the 60s are curated thoughtfully to preserve and enhance the expression of that blend for the size.
Right.
So I don't run from 60s. I go all in to make sure that they are special for the people who love that format, but that also it's a size that people can discover. And maybe you don't love 60s, but you definitely love Ferio Tego 60s.
See, and that's great. And the 60, it's a popular size. So
Very.
You're opening avenues to a lot of people that may not otherwise try. So, well, hey, Michael, thank you very much for taking some time with us here at the trade show. Michael's actually going to be a guest on our Wednesday night show. Coming up here at the end of February. We're actually going to be doing wine pairings. So if you want to do a little bit of a deeper dive into what we were just talking about,
you have a month to go find a Suma, get a nice bottle of red, and we'll do it together.
Absolutely, man. So again, guys, Michael, thank you very much, my friend. It's always a pleasure to see you. Again, Kevin Acuff with SmokinTabacco.com at TPE 2024. Coverage brought to you by Drew Estate. Thank you, and have a great day.